now recording started. So, so video already on. So before go for the second session, that is your block number 2 of MMPC-002. So if any doubts from the previous session, we can discuss some 4-5 minutes. By that time, let them join the other students. Then I can start after 3-4 minutes. Then I can show you same way as a PPT mode, and I try to see you and quickly, and then we have some discussion 20-25 minutes. What are the left out times? Let's see how fast we can complete. Then accordingly we have to discuss it. And tomorrow I am planning to, after the complete of third block and fourth block, then have a discussion the question papers and some case studies or some few questions discussions. We can keep it in that way. So tomorrow's PPT, I'll try to cut down some of the PPTs so that we can have a time for discussions. So okay, if nothing question is there, then shall I start the PPT mode? I shall start showing the sharing. Akanksha is giving
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes sir. Akanksha Kashyap is showing lot of thumbs up. Anjali is also showing the thumbs up. Okay, fine. And that is also some motivating factors. Just created some power to me. It's all these things are create me a power. It's the energy. It is all our energy boosting. So fine. So straight away I'm going to the sharing mode. Acha, before going to sharing mode, again I forget about this snapshot attendance and the first second session initially. In the last also I've taken another one so that everybody should not miss it. So please open your camera for a moment and take a nice photographs. Good. So everybody, Vijay Lakshmi are very comfortable in the home, no problem. So I hope everybody has taken their tea or snacks already have finished. There's so much hectic, na 2 hours stay in the computer. It is really some sort of punishment, I think so. And actually, it is my habitude. Actually, most of the every day I'm doing these things. So for me, it is not problem. 1, 2, 3. आकांक्षा तुम्हारा लाइट क्यों कम है? तुम्हारे पीछे फॉन्ट में कुछ लाइट ही नहीं है. आकांक्षा कश्यप के पास फोटो देखते हैं कैसे आया. I think Akanksha is arranging his light, switch on the things. Okay, I'm taking another one. So just to hold for some times, then I take another one. Akanksha light का arrangement कर लिया है. Then okay, I take another shot. दीक्षित इधर तो देखो. दीक्षित कहाँ देख रहे हो? कैमरा फेस करो ना. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry. अरे ये क्या हो गया? I think some problem has faced. I don't know. Second वाला क्यों नहीं आया? Okay, thank you. So that part is over now. Now straight away I'm going to sharing mode and quickly deliver the PPTs presentations. Then we have some question answer sessions. Then okay. Now where the my file is there. So now block today block 2. Okay. Okay. Block 2. Yes, it has come. Block 2. Now again I just show you some to hide the things. So block 2. Here, sourcing of human resource. There, unit 1, 2, 3, 4 units are there. HR planning. Then your job analysis. As I said, the job analysis are separate units. That's why I there. Then design of the evaluations and this. Then recruitment and selections is also important. And socialization and the mobility. So all the units are important. Definitely you will get all the into one-on questions. Definitely you will get it from your all the units, because here all the units are very. So block 2, as far as I can say from the exam point of view, is very important. All these are very common. Any organizations you see everywhere, planning is there. Job analysis is also required. Job description, job specification, job analysis, everything are common things. Designing and evaluations part. Recruiting and selection is also common everywhere. So now here actually I'm to try to understand unit wise. So every unit I have prepared some 4-5 slides. Here is also 4-5 slides. So this way the block 2 maybe around 30-35 slides there, maybe more than that something. So I will try to show you some of the important slides where the from the knowledge point of view and from the your exam point of view. First, see, as we have seen here, first things your planning. Then job automatically it will come, one by one. Planning part, and then the job analysis. That you can see all these things are sequentially it will come, and just keeping a headline so that you can clearly from which unit it is falling. Even though you can see the unit number 4, I have written in my slide, so no problem. From which unit is there, straight away you can understand. The human resource planning may be defined as a strategy for the acquisition, utilization, development, and retention of the human resources of the enterprises. This is one of the theorem or theory or something. The objective is to provide the right human resources for the right work and optimum utilization of the existing human resources. That is the objectives. The major activities of the human resource planning includes there are forecasting, there should be forecastings, inventorying, then anticipating, that is comparisons of the present and future requirement, that is you have to anticipate, and planning. That's all. So this is all are your planning part. Objectives. What are the objectives? Suppose if the question has come, what is define but describe briefly the human resource planning, then these 3 points you have to write it. And in addition to that, you can give some example, what the way you feel, you can elaborate more. But basic things you have to put these things. Those all are inputs I'm giving. Similarly, question me, what are the objectives of your planning? Then what are the planning objectives of the human resource planning? HRP. Now we are talking about HRP, means human resource planning. Because the unit is planning purposes. So everywhere you have to see the planning, you have to see it. So objectives are there. So many objectives there. As much as possible, you can remember. There are assessing the manpower needs, because how much people are required for particular projects, that to be mapped out, and it will be roadmap will be prepared. Section wise, departmental wise, how much manpower is there. Normally, what happens, assessing the manpower, the HR department, they have to put some circular to all the departments heads. Please give your requirement, your requisition, basically the requisition of the manpower. You please highlight. Then accordingly, particular departmental head, production, marketing, or your finance, they are start preparing their manpower as per their own departmental necessary. And then all these things are finally gathered in the HR department. They are collecting, basically collecting process. There are things. Then finally, they have to plan for the recruitment section. This much requirement for the productions. They have demanded this much human. This will be planned as a chart, Excel chart is prepared. So assessing the skill requirement in future also, that is also required. Now how, from where it will get, that inputs are from the personal appraisals, because from the personal appraisals you can have a input, take the inputs from what type of skill are required. You have to assess from there. Then determining the training and development. Then after that, you have to determine how much people has to be trained, how much people have to be required for the computer training, how much people are taking for the behavioral side of training.
We crushed Epic
So
150, and then Darren and I have another plan. We're going to go through with the buy-sell team today, and we're going to make another Epic. And we're going to do it Epic by Epic, guys. We're going to dump stuff in there, and then the Epics are going to be priority that you guys will work through. So that's our plan moving forward.
Anurag, please, can you switch off your mic? Anurag, Anurag Sharma, please. Okay. So you just careful about it when your mic is, how the mic is on. Anurag, are you hearing me?
Yeah, by mistake it's actually it's
I think
on my
okay.
profile. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Please. So now, please ensure your background noise is there. A lot of, I think, some discussions going on. I don't know. You are in the classroom or something in the discussion room. You are in the office or in the home. From where you are attending the class?
Uh, at my office location.
So I think okay, just the mic there. So please, okay, no problem. So what the you are listening the both the things? I think in the one lead in one, I think both the way my sound and their sound. How it is? I'm just surprised to learn.
Actually, it's only just for the attendance purpose. So I come in the meeting room just for the discussion. So the rest time I just listening to you and continue my work over the company.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
okay, you are already matured. I think I don't know. My intention is to should not waste your time. Other you
Yeah, yeah,
attend,
right.
other you attend here or other you there. Both simultaneously, both the things cannot be possible because our
Yeah, yeah, I
brain is
can
only.
understand, but I manage my time with respect to that for your classes and all. But that is just an emergency to me to come over the meeting room and to
Okay,
attend that. So that's
okay,
why.
no, okay, no
Yeah,
problem. I'm not not requesting you
yeah,
to
yeah,
agree excuse. No, there's no excuse. Everybody have a different situations. I'm just trying
yeah.
to aware what the problem you are facing. So I can suggest better you can attend in the office meeting. Here you can just have a this mode, no problem, and or otherwise all this video will be available, and all this
Yeah,
presentation
yeah, yeah.
I will
I
also
can say.
upload in the WhatsApp also. So in
Yeah,
future you have to careful about the mic. Mic should not on because
yeah,
it
yeah,
will.
yeah. It's by mistake turn on. So that's why.
Okay, no problem. It
Yeah.
is a first time. I hope
Yeah.
and I believe next time definitely will be careful about it. So okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sorry
No
and
problem.
thanks. Okay.
Okay, no problem. So now about the objectives. Now coming to the objectives, there are so many objectives are there, as I said. Then ensuring the career plan. That is another thing. Another main objective is the career plan. As I said, it is related to your retentions process because if you don't have a career planning in your organizations, then people will start leaving. Ah, so and making the succession programs means if somebody is transferred, immediately it should be filled up. No vacancy should be there, or some retired persons agree to prepare for these positions again. So, these things are very up to ensure. So all these things are can be possible through your HR planning. So if you have a good HRP, then definitely you will be. So that should be objective. Basically, these are objectives. You have to prepare. You have to ready for this. Ensure a higher level productivity. So all these points, there are maybe 1 to 9 points. So you have to pick up which are the major and some of the minor. You can also automatically can understand which are the things are very important. Then accordingly you can learn and prepare accordingly. Now benefits. What are the benefits of the HRP? So proper HRP results into a number of benefits. What are the benefits? Create a reservoir of talent. You have to have a reservoir. That is basically the tank. I mean, talent tank. That is a knowledge management. I think I don't know you are aware of this thing or not. So one knowledge management sections are there. where everything are stored. Suppose in software, hardware, knowledge, lecture, PPTs, with this is the all these things are stored, and it is available in the internet different with some password. Any employees can access the things doing this after the entering his password and the code numbers. Then he can access the things and learn the things from there. Suppose when you are working, you are stuck up somewhere. You don't know what should the comment, what about the way you perform the things. So if you go to that knowledge bank, that bank is there where the talent tank or budget tank or things, you can search the things and you downloaded the things and learn the things and you can do your work, no problem. Need not to ask the colleagues, need not to ask the managers or seniors, no problem. Everybody have a different assignment, different loaded. So that's why it is required. So that means if you have a good HRP, then it will be created reservoir talent also. So from there, all these database are available, HRM, and you can assess the things and you can do this. Preparation of the future HR needs. From there, from the HRP, when here actually we are talking about if it is a proper HRP, then what are the results? What are the benefits will be there? So we are talking about the benefits. So all these things benefits you can achieve from this HRP. Then what are the future needs of the HR needs? That also you can prepare from very easily, because all the data you are having, database is there. Then maybe somebody is there entering. Yes, Narayan Pandey is entering. So good, no problem. Then we are here. So okay. So this is the way. Then create deliverables, preparation of the future research, promote the employees in a systematic manner, then provide the basic of the HRD and help in career and succession planning. All these things. It is actually repeated again. So no problem. You can also put it here also, because it is a very important part, career and the succession planning. So these all are the benefits. If the question is what are the benefits of HRP, then you have to write these points. Now need for HRP at macro level. So why it is required? Then you have to say something. Major reasons for the emphasis on the HRP at macro levels means employment and unemployment situation. So suppose both the conditions you have to observe. Suppose if your sufficient employment is there, so maybe you have to underutilize your employment and not utilizing properly. Then you have to think about it. You have to transfer some of the points, or for the new project you have to divert the for their engagement is very much required. So you have to observe if any that situation should not become and if it is the unemployment also, that conditions also appreciate. Unemployment in the sense here, it is not loaded. They are not sufficient job. They are not doing. Depression will start, because both the cases will be is dangerous, because those employees are suppose more overloaded. They will be start depressing. And if it is unemployment also, so some people are not getting the proper jobs. Their 8 hours jobs are not loaded. They are also start depressing. Lot of anxiety will be mine. Maybe my job will be lost. So fear will come. So both the situations are very important on the organizations. So that's why if we have a HRP, then that can be minimized. That we can be minimized. 100% it cannot be things, but some balance will be there. Technological changes, because you see a lot of technological changes are going on globally. So then case also the ARP is required, so that you can have a good idea which the area to be developed, which are the area technology is required, more required, where the technologies are obsoleted particular sections, then you can purchase the new technology. So all these things matters are that what are the changes required technology, you can have a idea from the HRP. So that's why it actually HRP need. Here actually talking about the need. Then organizational change, there's also, so all these things, demographic changes, because the locations are changes, your populations are there, maybe the employees are more particular one sections, so there is no space at all, so you can divert to the new branch offices, especially in the bank. There are different democratic problems are there. They are in the metros, some of the branches are overloaded. Some of the branches are manpower is not there. So you see everywhere in the banking sections, every 6 months or 1 year, people are changing. They are at different locations they are working because it is needed. That's why, because their democratic problems are there. But some of the organizations, it may not be required because they are in station in one station, are very small natures. They are not diversified, not different locations are not there. So changes are case to case basis. Some of the organizations have these challenges. Some of the company are skill shortages going on. So the different situation will be there. That all these situation and complexity are can be solved by the HRP. So if you have a good HRP, then all these needs can be fulfilled. Okay. Then, okay, there's a continuation. There are 7, there are total 10 needs are given. Then you see picked up some of the important needs, you can prepare yourselves. Now, here actually the functions is given. This is a determinants of the HRP. What are the determinants? There are external factors and the internal factors. Internal factors are there are policies, then your strategies, then your human resources, formal, informal groups, job analysis, time horizons. So all are the part of your. These are determinant are internal factors. Now, external factors: the government policies, level of the economics, the business environment, law, level of the technology, and international factors. International factor in the case of exchange rate, dollar and euro or Indian rupees versus that problem are there, or maybe some other factors. Some the war is going on, or something other. There is some sort of restrictions are there. So rule and regulation is different. So all are international factors also. It is the external factors. Both the factors are affecting the HR planning. So during the planning, all these functions have to be considered, and accordingly, so all these factors can be considered for the determinants of the HRP. As you know, determinant is basically a domain of the HRP things. Some of the area, the functions are basically things you have to understand what are determinants are there and the function of the determinant. How much it is influenced the HRP determinants. Okay, I think if anybody not understanding the determinants, I can elaborate after that. In the question answer session, if any problems, I can elaborate a little more further. Now, external factors are, as I actually here, what are the diagrams given? Same thing, it is repeated already. Basically, government policies, level of things, level, internal things, company policies, same thing. It is in a showing in a tabular form, and it's here is just tabular forms. So HRB is carried out different levels such as the national sectors, industry, and only different sectors are there. Because the government sector suppose in your organizations, all the sectors you have to consider it. When suppose your company with your product and work culture, what about the things nationally, how it will be affected, and sectoral process, particular one state you have, that state your factory is there. So what will be the effect of the sectoral problems that you have to see? Industry and the unit, everything are to be different levels are there. Based on this level, you have to carry out things. So HRP, when you are planning the HRP, you have to consider all these things, national sectorial, industry, and all these things you have to see it. National level, basically the HRP is successive 5 years, because national level you have to consider it as a 5 years plan. Sectoral levels, basically the industry sector, agricultural sector, which sector you have, accordingly you have to forecast the things. It should be reflected in your planning also. And then industry levels, unit levels, plant or departmental or division. So all these bifurcations are there. So accordingly, all are considering the things before the planning of the HRs. Need not to go in details of things, because here actually limited these things only. When you are taking the specialization of the HRM, as basically for MMPH in the 3rd semester, MMPH 002 or MMPC-001, that time it will be more elaborately explain the things. For here is a foundation papers, so you need not to worry. Don't go on all details. It is not required. Only you have to have an idea before the planning, HRD planning. You have to consider these things, levels of these things. So then process of the HRP entirely based on the corporate plans and objectives. When you are planning the HRP, so you're keeping in mind always the what are the corporate plans, what are the objectives as set by the company, that you have to keep in mind always and align with these all these things. You have to prepare the different areas, assessing the human resource, demand forecasting, supply, then matching the demand and supply, and action plan. All these things are focus should be always the objectives. It shouldn't be derailed. Means suppose you are planning something, but it is not not touching the objectives part. Means something you're derail. But train में आप जा रहे पट्टी में नहीं है, पट्टी से बाहर चला गया. So always you have to see you are in right direction, not your objective is fulfilling or not. Doing so that all these things, this process are really helpful to achieve the objectives or not. That is another the factor. They entirely based on the corporate plan and objective. The process are to be linked with objectives. Now, HRP process focuses on the following steps. So some of these steps I just try to describe you. The question may come, what are the steps for HRP process? Discuss. So then you have to 1, 2, 3, 4, you have to write it. The talent inventory, then your HR forecastings to predict the futures, then action plan, what the action plan you are taking right now to enlarge the pool of people qualified from the vacancies. So what I have to do? Suppose immediately within 1 month or 2 months, you require some 10 computer engineers. So what is the action plan for that? So all these things you have to focus on these things to find the steps. Or maybe suppose you are some recruiting large mass employees, 50 or 100 employees are recruiting. Maybe you have to go for written test, interview, so many tests, group discussion. Then you have to maybe you have to advertise. In the case of government sectors, you have to advertise the first thing, advertisement, then collecting all the biodata, CV, along with the documents, then scrutinize the things, then finally call for the call letter for the exam purposes, conduct the exam. After the conducting exam, again evaluation the exam papers, then finally list out the candidates list, then call for the interview for this. So there are a lot of process are there. It is depends what type of project you have and how fast you require a requirement. That way accordingly you have to define action plans. And maybe the shorter period you have to very short notice you require some of the vacancy, you have to fill it within a week or within 10 days. You have to fill it up some of the requirement. What to do? So straight away you can go to the campus interview, because you go to the campus and see the engineers, those are in the final year or maybe the pass out, and immediately you can suppose if it is a fresh engineers is required, straight away you go to the campus interview. Otherwise, lot of agencies are there, they are supplying the manpower. So then this way you can reduce the time, money, and exercise also you can reduce the time. So it is depends what type of vacancies and how it is the dependence. I mean how much it is there. So method can be various methods. As I said, lot of methods are there. There are written tests or something, or campus interview, or placement. Lot of placement bureau is there. So these placement institutions, you can hire the peoples accordingly. So action plan is also required. How it will be planned based on this your thing. So focus. This is another step is there. The review and monitoring of the provide feedback on the overall effectiveness of the HRP. Review is also required. When you have prepared the planning process, then it should be reviewed by not only you, the HR, and all the departments should have reviewed this. Okay, I am prepared as the HR person. I am prepared these things planning. So let it be vetted by the finance. Let it be seen by the marketing. Because their purpose also to be fulfilled. So you can have a rotate. You can rotate the various sections and within a time period, because you can post through this mail. Okay, this is the 20 pages planning section, the HR planning. you are writing to the mail to your finance head, please go through this. It is budgetary, but this is the budgetary portion, is there cost effective or not? So please give your recommendation or comments, anything. We can incorporate as per your viewpoints. Similarly, same thing you can give it to the marketing manager, marketing divisions. They please review all these things. Is it at par your benefits and there or not, and survive. So if you observe comments or something, please put. So this is the way you have to circulate. So overall, I think your idea is overall effectiveness of these things. You have to monitor, review, and monitor the things. Then and take the provider feedback accordingly. So this is the process with it. Now major steps, major stages of the HRP are for what are the things? Analyze the overall plan. Now after that you have to analyze the overall plans. Then human resource demand forecasting part is also important, because this is the area you are for that you are preparing all these things. Demand forecast there, because why it is again, because you see that at the time of preparing time, maybe 6 months or 1 year before, you have prepare all these things. Now again you have to, after the review, you see that things are still permitting or not, because if final tune or any modification in the last moment modification is required, that it can help to do, because market demand forecasting is it should be because it is dynamic. 6 months before was different, when you start calculating or preparing may be different. Now as on date it may be changes, so that what are the changes, modifications also to be considered based on the this thing, forecasting things. The process and estimating the future quantity and quality of the human is required. So that things are to be taken. The inputs of the current market situations also is required. Then manpower gaps also, depending upon the requirement, existing surplus and the skill, how much skills is required. So the gap you have to identify as early as possible. You understand or find out the gaps of your company, then very easily you can prepare the manpower list, because that's why the manpower gaps is showing the gaps. Means as per the specification where you are searching the job, new job, how much qualification is required, how much experience is required, what area skill is required. Yeah, you are listed out. Now you start searching within the existing surplus human resources, where some people may be capable of doing these things, or maybe minor training. So you can this way you can recruiting process can be less. You have to hire all employees from the outside. Internal candidate also can be allowed to these positions. So this is the finding of the manpower gaps also. And not only that, actual figure will be coming out. Where exactly your conditions, your existing staffs, and really what are the requirements that differentiate the deficiencies and finding out, and give a list of all these things and give it to the management. That this is the conditions, our existing staffs are not capable to do this perform where the new project is coming. So that's why you are going for the hiring the people, because every time you have to give a justifications to the management also, why this much people are required, why this skill are required, because the budget is 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs they are spending for this, all these things process. So you have to justify also that yes, this is the condition in our company right now. People are workers are not enough experiences, existing staffs the surplus, and they are not desired skills, and it is not matching. So all these parameters you have to consider it. So that that's all this shortage part, everything can be your available in the planning part also. So these all are fine tuning part. Supply forecast is also important. So this is the way. I'm not needed to explain one by one. So now you have my intention to, if one thing you are understand, other things automatically you can add. The sufficient sections, these steps are explained in details also. Then now going to different lot of approaches are there for this. To calculate the demand forecasting, quantity things, what the things are, all these things are nowadays, lot of tools has come, lot of software is available. You need not to worry about all these things to finding all these things. Automatically the software has come. That's why I'm telling the AI tools, the automations and all these things are available, which are very important for the HR systems, because all these approaches are statistical data methodology. So lot of data are there. They are the techniques, and you have to analyze this for some different modules, and different software is also available. They can easily predict it, and if you put the inputs of this thing, the result will come out, and you can see the best options you can take it. So a lot of alternatives will come out. There are some statistical data basically. So use the statistical and mathematical data techniques, and you can get it for these things. So software is available, so no problem. The trend of the analysis, following steps are indicating in the trend analysis. There's the first, second. The first things you have to appropriate the business factors. What are the business factors? Then you have to best available predictors, the human resource trends. Then second, plot a historical trend. You have to plot it. The business, suppose last 5 years, your company, what the way they have performed based on the existing conditions. That you have to plot the things. Then when you are plotting, automatically where you can present condition, that what are the factors you can relations, what are the number of people, employees, and what is the required. You have some clear picture will be there, because you have the analysis part. Because until and unless you are analyzing the things, you cannot the outcome cannot be available. So all these things are mathematically and statistically, and there software is available. You have to put all the data, and different steps automatically come out. Third is compare the productivity ratio for the list of past 5 years, because these are all are related to employees' productivity. It is not productivity. So you have to plot the things. You take the data last 5 years from the personal appraisal systems, or maybe the production, marketing. If all the data are available, so that data basically you have to manipulate, and different processes are there. There are different modules are there. Based on this, you have to conclude. So fourth calculations, fourth is calculate the human resource demand by dividing the business factors. So some lot of formulas is also there. It is all are formula based. So then there way you have to the productivity ratio also you have to calculate. These are all are in advanced technology before for the demand forecasting purposes. Finally, your project human resource demand out of the target year, and now you have to finally see what is your target years. So if we don't know the previous conditions, where you have to first identify your previous conditions, then only it is easy for the targeting for the your demand. Anyway, the model and the multiple predictive techniques. There are multiple predictive. Suppose for example, only demand is not. Parallelly, you have to see the supply, demand, or maybe there are two, three projects is going on parallelly. Some agriculture, some your technology, communication. There are parallelly two, three process, different type of diversification of the company, not only particular one product range. There are two, three product range. So there's that time you have to, if you go for individual, then it will take a lot of times. So for that, multiple predictive techniques are required, where at a time expert forecast, Delphi techniques, these all are the quantitative approaches. They are giving all the data in a various way, various manners, and a lot of alternatives are given. So all are the process given. All these things are elaborately. You can, when you will be with the specialized paper and third semester, then you can have more details about these things. So here just only you have to note down and memorize the Delphi techniques, workforce analysis, workload analysis, and job analysis. This is the way you have to explain what are the things. And if specifically if it comes some Delphi techniques, suppose for example, then you have to write some of the short notes about the Delphi techniques. That is also available in the your materials also something. Otherwise, you can search from the Googles. You can simply type the Delphi techniques. Automatically, it's half a para, at least 5 tick sentences it will come. Workforce analysis. All these things are easily you can get it from books or Googles, from the study materials. Somewhere it is definitely written. So all this part, just here mentioning what is the multiple predictive techniques. That's what I am giving. So there are normally there are two sources, one is the internal and external. As we know, because when you are preparing the human resource gap analysis, you require both the things, internally and externally. Then only you can match out. I mean, what are the ratio you can analysis. Any analysis, your reference is required. Some reference and the base value and some reference value. Then only you can have a analysis. Analysis is basically the tools where the process, where the supply and demand ratio you can understand. So supply also you have to know, demand is also know, then you have to have a ratio. So this is the way you can understand the gap ratio. Responsibilities of the human resource department respect to HR planning, as is the council operating your managers. So a lot of the correcting, monitor of the your and measure the performance against the plan and the kicked off. Management inform, always you have to inform the things. So there is some responsibilities actually it is given. It is not a, actually it should be seen in this way. Actually these things are to be removed. This is the actually what happened. This is actually the questions. What are the responsibilities of the HR resource department in respect to HR planning? What happened? Why it is disturbing? Mouse. Then this is the question. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe by mistake this dot has come. It seems to be a. It is a question basically. That's why they ask these things. So assist and counsel, collect and summarize, monitor and measure, provide the proper research. This is the way I have to explain. The main problems of the process which are as follows. Again, it is a questions. The first one is a question. Explain the main problems in the process of HIP. Question mark. That is well. So these things are, I can make it a question. Then you have to see the inaccuracy, employee resistance, uncertainties, and inefficient information systems, time and expenses. All these points are there, and you have to elaborate a little more, 1 or 2 sentences you have to write. Instead of uncertainty in the case, the labor absenteeism, labor turnover, seasonal employment, because the summer and winter, they are something you are recruiting this way, and 6 months they are working and 6 months they are not working. So this is a casual employment. So a lot of things are there. They may come or they cannot turn out. So problem is there. Technical changes is also there. You have prepared something, but by the time after 2 months, lot of technical changes are. It's unpredictable. Uncertainties are there. And you are preparing all the gap analysis, everything you are considering in your planning, but after 6 months, lot of market fluctuation has occurred. Lot of big companies shares are coming down because of due to some economic problems or something. So again, these are all are the limitation you can say, or what are the problems? Basically, the main problems or limitations of the HRP. We are facing these things problems. These all are unprecedented. You don't know, because at the time of calculations, you cannot think all these things in any advance. You cannot predict this way. So anyhow, you have to prepare for these things. Some contingency plan should be there. That is, I can say you in different way. This is not here actually. In your syllabus, it's not there. There again, another thing, the contingency part is also there. Anyhow, time and expenses also there, because if the something are extending some things, so again it's the time consuming and the expensive situation are there. So just I can give you some my own experiences here actually right now. What happened? IGNOU has advertised the July sessions, for example. Now after that they have extended some of the time periods joining the students. They can maximum students can be enjoy this MBA studies. So finally, okay, this is one way it is good that they are given access to the Indian students or where they're located. They can maximum students can assist these courses and learn something for their growth and for their needs. At the same time, you see the time frame has reduced because the time is very less. because exam are within before 1 month. I think the December the exam will start. Because a lot of process. So this is also a constant. These all are uncertainties like this. Now for that, how to cope up? What we are doing? I am just preparing for the slides and all these things for benefits for you, so that what are the anxiety, what are the problems that can be at least mutually we can reduce, we can solve the subs from the student point of view, learner point of view, from the teaching point of view. So some solutions are required. So here actually we are also, you are also patiently learning, patiently watching these videos, attending the class. For what? Because you know the time is very short. So anyhow, as a jointly, now we are in a IGNU family. I am also a part of your family. You are also a family of these things. So as your organizations, when you are entering these institutes, means you are also part of parcel of these things. So cooperatively, we have to do all these things. Somehow we have to survive all these situations. So time and expenses also very, that's why I'm telling you, if in these type of situations are coming, so whatever the planning is there, now planning are now disturbing with the fluctuating the planning all these things. So I think it is one of the life, the exact solution I'm giving you, but still we have a hope we can do it better and we can overlay. So guidelines for the effective human resource planning. So some of the guidelines are there, then you have to follow it. What are the guidelines? For the tailor-made, approximate time, and adequate organizations, top management support, participations, information systems, balanced focuses, all these things are guidelines. Here you see all the guidelines are saying something. You automatically you can understand approximate time, because everything, some time period is also very important. Maybe 5%, 10% can be fluctuations are there depending on the circumstances. It can be happening. But participations are very important. Any successful things, organizations and the participating is very important. Here actually to our everybody is focused on the exam now. Now I'm learning at the same time the learning process. Now my focus and your focus are now common. We are in a common direction now going how to do the best performance we can do it for the institution point of view. How much I can counseling, how much inputs I can give it to. Now your efforts you have to put it so that we can have a win-win situation. Both the cases we can win. Learner can also win, and as a teacher, as a counselor, also I can win. Yes, okay, we have tried to provide the best things. So, and in the another thing is the top management support is also required. Because even suppose in this case, even management or top levels, they are also should be supported, because what are the grievances, problems, students, that should be sorted as early as possible. In organizations also, if the top management's interventions is required, they have to solve what are the commitments by the top management that should be ensured. Okay, no problem. You go ahead, the process, timely completions depends on the how much involvement of the top management are there. Success is also depends on the top management commitment. So all are the guidelines basically here, things. Okay. So balanced focus. The quantity and quality should be stressed in a balanced manner. Now here you see, as for the things, I agree there are maybe required 3 to 4 months required for completing the total syllabus or courses so that you can perform the better. But now we have some balanced focus. So we have to maintain the quality also and maintain the quantity. Because quantities are huge syllabus. I mean, huge units are there. A lot of units are there. So I'm just giving you the present situations and try to highlight. Then objectives of the job analysis. Job analysis to be considered for job analysis. There are so many steps are there. How to acquire, how to so basic primary things is you have to data collections. First, you have to collect the data do the survey process, all the employees, you have to prepare some of the questionnaires. There are so a lot of questions will be there. There are structured questions and some of the unstructured questions will be there. Then you have to circulate within the organizations and then see your qualification, name, how long he is working in this particular things. So you have to have some database. When you have a database, then you have to analyze this. So then accordingly you have to prepare the job analysis part. Then data bank, that all these data are useful. Based on this, you can prepare your job specification, job description, job tasks, how to assign the jobs, whom, what type of work. So everything it is a source of job analysis, basically the source of your all the data. From there, you can prepare different things as per your requirement. So job analysis, it should be collect. That's why I'm giving it. Should be collect the information on the following areas: duties and tasks. Then which environment he is working, the information of the performance. The environment has a significant impact of the physical. So are you happy with this position or some space? Your chair is okay, your table is okay. So these are small things you have to evaluate. You have to ask the questions on the your employees and make it some database. So you can appoint for the consultant also. The consultant can prepare all these things, and as a project, as a report, they can present to the management. This is your present scenario. This is a job analysis basically. Then based on this is the basic standard format. I mean standard documents. Now you can prepare all these things. Tools and equipment. How much tools is required? The requirement. Everything you can by the survey report you can understand. So then relationships. Really, it is all the relationships are good or not. Any conflict is going on within the organizations, or maybe some. So that level of conflicts are also to be counted, and it should be in the job analysis report should be there. Then requirement, finally, knowledge, skills, abilities. This is a KSA. Knowledge, K is for skill and abilities required to perform. So all these things are collected, that all the information should be available in the job analysis. And department HR can do further after that forecasting, demand forecasting, or staffing, everything it will be very easy to assess from there. So if the job analysis is not there, you cannot prepare the job specification, you cannot prepare the job description, you cannot highlight all these things, which the things you cannot emphasize any areas. So it is the main area, job analysis. If you have the good job analysis process, then other things automatically you can perform. Techniques, what are the techniques to collect the data for the things? There, as I said, the questionnaires things are there. Questionnaire systems, there are job titles, these all are already I have explained. So just showing if answering the time, you can write the question. This is the one of the way you can collect the informations. That collect the information for what? For the job analysis. Interview. There is another process that through this interview you can collect all these things. These that's the informations. All these interview informations are required for the job analysis purposes. So then after that, job descriptions. Sometimes students are confusing, sir. So many times I've seen, sir, job description, which one is fast, and how it has differences. Because you see, this is a tank, it was a water tank. Job analysis is basically the water tank. Now from the tank, there are so many pipelines coming. One point are in the kitchen, another in the washroom, and in the bathroom. One point is in your veranda. So there are so many outlets are there, and you have different taps are there. Wherever you are required, you can open the tap and you can take the waters from there itself. So similarly, the job analysis is just like one tank, and job description, one of the requirement from there. You can prepare. So job description is the the basis of data collected through the job analysis. That's why I've written. So now I think when I'm speaking and showing the written things, and it is very easily you can understand the things, and you understand the sentences also. So job description is a functional description of the contains what a job entails. From the job analysis and the job description, job specification may be prepared. You can prepare the job, your job specification also. That's a bolded thing. The job specification, until and unless you have a job analysis or job description, you cannot prepare the specification also. Because specification will be highest level of whether you have to mention the skills, knowledge, experience, what the requirement of the personal trait is, how much experience, everything up you have to mention. So that's why you require for preparing the job description, you have to take the data or information from job analysis and as well as from the description. Then only you can prepare that equation. You should be remember. Some of the areas, the recruitment, training, job. Anyway, no problem. Then job design. Again, based on this, again the job analysis are required. From there, you can have a prepare the job designs. Job rotations, shifting employee can be moved from here to here. So that all these things are required. The design allow to qualified and talented employees to gain more insights, because job rotations is required if you are particular in particular one job, one sections. So your enhancement, your talent will not be enhanced. Means you are stagnant, slowly you are not developing that way. So it may require you have to rotate the shop, maybe the different department or within the shifting, maybe in the morning shift or the evening shift. So this is the way you can. I think somebody is in the outside maybe. Let's see, anybody is outside? No. Okay, anyway. What is the time now? 7:02. So, okay, another 10 minutes. Then after that, we have to go for discussion. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, all this job analysis, job design, all these techniques that you have been mentioning, sir, it's a one-time procedure, like, whenever the organization is being designed, so this particular job analysis or job designing, sir, these all are a one-time procedure, or they are iterative, or when they are like scheduled in in a quarter, or like in whenever some it's a planned thing. How does it being carried out in an organization?
Okay, it is a good question, because you see, you just try to understand. Suppose the type of nature of your jobs, I mean, nature of the company's things. Suppose, for example, you are a textiles. For example, you are a textiles industries. So, as everybody knows, throughout the year, some festivals are there, clothing is required, no doubt. But some seasonal things. Suppose the winter times, maybe your clothing will be different. Clothes are demanding in the forecast. Maybe in the summertime, another type of new arrivals in the mall. You see different type of clothing are coming, designers changing, all these things. So every time you have to prepare. You have to definitely by maybe half yearly, maybe quarterly, depends on your nature of company's jobs. So you have to prepare. Maybe minor changes required, because this as already prepared. Job analysis, when you have done the things in a very vast way, maybe it will take 2 months, 3 months survey to this. You have collected all the data, but that data are not unique data. Maybe after 6 months, some changes will be. Maybe more employees are qualified, new are entities, some of you leave the organizations. That again you have to. I understand the thing, but that is the minor changes. Suppose, for example, you have Excel sheets, and you understand who are leaving these organizations. Immediately you have to rectify the things areas. Who are new joining? You can immediately add the things. You can see the curve. Automatically the software is nowadays software is available. Automatically it will be giving a different shapes. Suppose, for example, cricket match for 50 overs. The first over there's your power play. You can take the runs, and after that it is a slow down. Maybe the boundaries lot of it. So you have to plan accordingly. Yeah, now this is you have to change that strategy for this. But if your target is fixed, suppose you have to 200 or 250 runs you have to achieve. So minor changes you have to feed them. But I'm just giving an example of the cricket match. It's not exactly these things, but as your organizations, you have a database. You have to, because otherwise every time you have to use data, you have to disable, you have to do it. It is not possible. Again, it is a time consuming and money also is this. So, but minor modifications always required. You have to have a control, you have to fine tune is always required to monitor the things. The data, my data is really correct or not as on date. So, real data is always required. Because if you don't have the real data, your forecast will be, error will be there. May not be 100% perfect, 90%, 80%. If you suppose you are not modifying the corrections you have not done in your analysis, data analysis bank, that whatever the data is there is simply same data you are utilizing 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, even in the years also. What happened? Your error will be more. Your earlier it is error 2%, now error will be more, because every time the dynamic nature is dynamic, market is changes. Your within the organization's employees' mentality is also changing. You don't know who has done the MBA. Don't know, because suppose you are completing the MBA, who knows? Company have to declare in the company. Then in the database that should be incorporated in your database in the company, and then company feel okay. He is skilled enough now. He has qualified. His MBA is management. So when the vacancy will come, your preference will be there. So somebody has to monitor, record the things. Updation is very much required. But what you are saying that data analysis that to be done once it is over, it may not be repeated, but modification is always required. Am I correct or not? Shall I try to?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That answers my question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now here job rotation is also required, because to develop the employees, maybe sometimes the stagnations are coming, you have to change the business, you have to transfer somewhere. So job rotation is very much important. So others will be monotonous, boredness. You have to decrease the boredness. If you same jobs, traditional jobs, he may be fed up. So you have to change the, maybe he will boost up. When he feel, okay, I am learning new things, so maybe he'll be motivated. So job rotation sometimes motivated the employees also. That part also you have to see. Okay, I think now job enlargements basically the procedure increasing the responsibility or increasing the responsibility of the employee. That job enrichment, you are enriching the things. Then your job enlargement. In this case, okay. So enlarging the things, the increasing the scope of the particular job and added more tasks, duties into that following that job enrichment procedures. Everything are well defined, so no problem to go through this. All are in a simple sentence, so I will not go through job evaluations. Now the another issue is the job analysis part, because it is very much required. Because until and unless you have to not evaluate the things, feedback will not come. But you have to require so evaluation part. There is so many systematic ways there as per the some ILO guidelines is also there of job evaluation purposes. So because of the this as per the labor office, international labor office ILO, there have some guideline also for the evaluation purposes. So it's also definitions not recruiting, the process of the identifying the specific employees, or the factor of the recruitment. During the recruitment, there some of the factors are there that have to consider. Geographical factors are important. Then effects of the past recruiting success up to have to see. Policies also have to see. And what are the compensation you are giving, the benefits given, that should be highlighted. During the recruitment, you have to clear should be there. Now, what are the packages? Because in the description, in the specification, when you are advertising something, you have to mention this grade will be there, maybe these things, facility will be there. Sometimes you have to specify the things to attract the best candidates. Things. If I not mention the packages and all these things, so may or may not be applied. The good candidates cannot be applied. If you mention the some of the things, then maybe it will be more responsive will be more. So method of recruitment, there's a direct, indirect, and then third-party methods. A lot of procedures. Already I have described the campus interview, and a lot of things. Selection process are there, lot of things. These are all are easily you can understand. Nothing to be discussed more. There are some process there is a successive hurdle process are there. When you are primarily your interview are there, then you have to see all the candidates are not the biodata, the applications are not fulfilling the particular criteria. Then you have to dump. This kind of rejection. You have to reject. After that, you have to suppose there are maybe the 5,000 applications has come. Out of 5,000, maybe 4,000 are you have rejected in the initial stages. Then only 1,000 you have to application you are that you are collected. Then again the scrutinize start. Then maybe again some of the things are rejected. Finally, we go to the second first step and the second interview. Time to time you are taking interview group discussion and you have to curtail the things. Finally, you see that is the staircases. Some candidates are succeeding and some candidates are dropping. So this is you have to go ahead. If there's some training, some testing is there, then work history based on this, then your reference. So a lot of process and procedures are there. Then finally, physical examinations also, medical test or whatever it is. Then to recommendations. Finally, you have to recommend something. And finally, interview of the supervisors is going on. And then after that, your employment. Maybe there are vacancy for 30%, 30 peoples, and maybe you are called for interview. Final contract maybe 60 or thrice, 3 times. Basically, the rule is there 3 times I have to call for the interview, and after that, 1/3 you have to recruit like this. So, final, this is the philosophy of recruiting process. Some of the hurdles are given of the selection process. Physical examinations, medical tests, whatever this. I don't need not to explain all these things. Physical, doctors are given some certificate. These all are the procedures. Blood test, X-ray, COVID-19. These all are mandatory for the Air Force, Army, and a government job only. Not when private is not made or be required. So depending on the things, references checks. What are the references? Suppose in the biodata, he has written some of the names, some references given. You have to cross check the particular that person's this employee, that person's known or not. What is the background is there? Then that way also you can check the references, because sometimes once you have recruited, you're given an appointment letter, you cannot reject immediately. Then it will be a loss of your process. So before that, you are selecting some of the 10%. So what are the references they have given? You have to take a cross check. How about a phone call? This is so and so. You know this person? You will say yes. So what is your past company? How he has behaved or not? Any dispute is there? Or any issues? Please tell me. So that way you have to inquire and take a checkpoints. That is good also, because you don't know, no? Because maybe at the time of interview you see is a very smart boy, very good person, looking good, his behavior is very good. But within a moment of 5 or 10 minutes interview, you cannot judge the particular all the things. Yes, past history, definitely have to look after. You can take a reference from the previous companies, or maybe the reference persons that call these things. Socialization is also important. Until when the people are joining in the company, they have to socialize the things, because they have to know the workplace, what the environment of the company, then what are the culture of the things. All these things he should know slowly, and very fast he can adopt it, that thing. So this is a development, the new rules, socialization things, and things like this. So status and socialization is another part. I will provide this slide, no problem. You can go through this because of the shortage of induction program. I need not to explain. Everybody knows, every company or organization, there are some induction program is there. And basic things to awareness of the things, induction program, where the people can aware of these things. They know the company history of these things. For example, IGNU, when it is established, how much students are there, what are the courses are there. So some aware that's what they're going on, what are the objectives of this company, whatever the promotion policy, all these things. That is explained during the induction program, so that employee can be motivated, and then they can start their job, all these things. So there's a lot of things that the induction programs like this. global placement purposes also you have to see the managers or what type the things are to be involved. Then managing the international relocation of the expertise, providing the variety of the services for the relocated employees. Because when you are posting somebody, then you have to provide some of these services because maybe that employee long time he is out of the family. So you have to maybe you have to give some visa and some of the tickets or the family also. Because okay, you can go there and join your family, or maybe you can call for 7 days leave. Please, you come from German and in India, you can with your family, no problem. You can take a 7 days leave and come. Whatever the expenses company will provide you. So that type of facility you have to give it when you are posting as a global placement. Since lot of facility, you have to additional facility to give, which are you are not giving in the domestic employees. That you have to consider it. If you see the person is a hard worker and he is doing a very good job in the abroad, and the company is also profitable, so definitely you have to give some facility to call him for things. So that is the leadership skills and cultural openness are also required. All these part are there. So mobility from transfer, sometimes your the demotion, promotions, all these part are pertaining to your mobility. Okay, I think separations mean retirement. At the time of retirement, you have to, or some people are resignations, resign the companies, retirement things, dismissals, suspensions, and something there, retrenchment, layoff. It all are the separations from the companies. Anyway, it may be resignations, it may be retirement, dismissal. All these are pertaining to your separations. So it is simply the things. This is the way actually I try to finish it up on the your block 2. So now block 2 is also complete here. Thank you. So now I have to again go for question answer session now. Now I have to close this session. I close the slideshow, pause it, and where the stop presenting. Okay. Now I think somebody is outside. Oh. Okay. Now I can join there. Now, very quickly, I'm trying to give a focus on all the aspects, all the areas, and the particular your block 2, where you have talking about the human resource planning we have discussed. Then after that, we have discussed about the job analysis, then job design and evaluations, then recruitment and the selections, and socialization and mobility. There are this is the unit out there in the project block 2. And I highlighted some of the important area. I have already emphasized the area where the more slides are there means that the chances of questions will be more. Where the 1 or 2 slides means there are also important, but you can have a look. If something short notes has come, you can have you can able to write something based on these materials, and you have to add something more. So this is the way I have now complete my presentation part. Now the platform is open for discussions. If any doubts or if any further clarify or whatever that you understand after this class, you can briefly tell, okay sir, today we have learned some these things. So it will be recap for others also. So who can take the lead part? Vijay Lakshmi? Vijay Lakshmi is there. He is nicely saying Vijay Lakshmi is very good. His memory power is also very good.
Yes, sir.
So you can.
Today we learned about mainly the recruitment was useful to me. All the important sections where the HR has to be careful in hiring an employee, so that the entire process is not wasted. With respect to his past experiences, checking with the reference, doing a background check, and such things. So those were very helpful to me. That's about it, sir.
Okay. Okay, I think you are almost cover up all the things, topics. Maybe actually on speed actually I have still showed all these things because again I'm telling you my intention to keep some inputs just like a during the job analysis, you have to collect all the gather the data, so that you can forecast the things very nicely, or you can prepare the specification very nicely, or just job description can be very unique should be that. So job analysis process are very important during this. Similarly, why my idea is just like the job analysis, but actually I have just collected all this data. Now I am giving to you people, this is the analysis part, my analysis part regarding this particular these blocks or these particular these courses. Now it is up to you. From there you can make some questions, make some answer, descriptions, specifications based on the concept and clearance of these things. So I'm just always try to correlate the things on the present scenario where we are now. So that is the actually our motto. So they are basically the HR very interesting subject. You see the HRM very interesting. Every time it is useful for our life. And your if you have a good concept and what are the situations going on surrounding you, same things you can also highlight the things. You can give a reference also at the time of exam. You can write this example as example. It's as per your own experiences. You can write it, and the examiner will be very happy when you are giving not only the theory based. At the same time you are giving some of the experience, your experience. That is good also, and definitely it will carry a number also. Anything? Anybody can add something? Okay, Vijay Lakshmi, tell me.
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yes.
In termination, there is voluntary termination and involuntary termination. Voluntary termination is where employee quits the company. Okay. And there is a voluntary retirement scheme. So in the book, it is mentioned that voluntary retirement scheme is given by the company. Though it is taken by the individual, opted by the individual, it is still put under involuntary termination, sir. Why so? PRS.
Actually, PRS is a little different. Okay, let me say in another way. I can put the things. I think some noise is coming. You can mute your mic. Okay, fine. Actually, as far as I have also worked in throughout my life career in the government sector only, power sectors especially, NTPC, then Power Grid, then Ministry of Power. I was Ministry of Power also on deputations. Then again coming back to Power Grid. Then finally, by the superannuations, when I reach in the 60 years, I have been retired. By separation, company has given return. This is one of the things, simple process. Yeah, by virtue of 60 years, so you have to retire. That's what the government knows. That is one thing. Apart from that, as per our rule and regulations, there are only written 55 years. As you attain the 55 years, you can take the retirement itself. Your benefit will be same. After when you will be reaching 60 years, your pension will start, all the facility will start. At the time of 55, you will not get the that 5 years you are losing the service, but for that is no benefits are there. You can take your provident fund, all these things. So it is not a VRS. You are willingly you are taking. At the age of 55, you can take the retirement. That is one of them. Every organization has a different philosophy, different way. Private is totally different. What the way they have compensated. But as per the labor law, you cannot dismiss or termination. If you are away, if he resign his own, then different things. But if you terminate the things, you have to have a give his compensations, and you have to justify what the reason behind it. There are some rule is this. You can go to the court also. So anyway, I'm not going on that part. Voluntary retirement schemes, as you know, the SBI Bank, lot of banks has given a voluntary scheme is there. There is a golden handshake. It's called a golden handshake. That is, company and the union are decided. There's a bipartisan agreement is there. It's not, and finally it is approved by the labor law. So when the various scheme are approved, it is government is also involved, union is also involved, even in the party organization is also involved. So both the party has decided, okay, in the age of 50, or maybe the scheme for the 6 months or 1 year, that scheme is there. Anybody can take the sleep, and 10 lakhs, some good compensation will be given. Voluntary retirement scheme means you have to have give a good amount, maybe 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. Apart from your provident fund, you take it and go. because you are sacrificing some of the post so that the newcomers, new generations can take this post like this. You are sacrificing this particular 10 years of it. So as you know, the bank, they have their scheme. Now I think they have stopped these things. It is time to time requirement. When the company is saying the old persons 50 and above employees are more. So it is all of some sort of burden of the company because above there are no young generations. I mean, the new recruitment is not there. That time, PRS schemes are coming because they are waiting for the 6 years, but their output and productivity is slowly declining. After the 50 or 55 years, they are declining. So company has a given very respectfully, okay, at the age of this scheme, if you take this scheme and go, and if you have another job, you can do it, take the money for these things. So there is a lot of people have taken this VRS scheme, as you know, in the bank, and after that they are joining the private bank. So a lot of people have taken the money and joined this. So exactly, I don't know what is the written in the book that I have to go through this, and
No, sir. They mentioned VRS as a involuntary termination. That is why.
No. VRS is not a termination by the company. It is a joint, it is by the joint ventures. VRS our scheme. Who has launched this scheme? Company has launched these schemes. I cannot, if I apply for the VRS scheme, if for the VRS, if their rule is not there, policy is not there, they will not give it because money is involved there. You understand that?
One more question.
VRS scheme always decided by the company, decided by the unions and labor law. There, finally, they have to launch these schemes. Okay.
One more question is layoff, sir. Everywhere we hear layoff as dismissal of employee, but in the guide it is mentioned that layoff is usually temporary. During the layoff time, the employees will be paid at least half of the wages, and usually they'll be called in when there is a work again. But in general public world, like in the world, we always see that layoff is dismissal of employee. So is layoff dismissal or it's only temporary temporary termination of the employee? That is my question.
You see, the different interpretations are there. Dismissal, because suppose the casual labor, 90 days, you have to work for 90 days. So definitely you have to, you can claim for the permanent post or something. Or maybe some benefits, you can ask for the benefits, some of the additional allowances they can start accessing. So that's why sometimes even when that 90 days is over, then they can stop for at least 1 or 2 days. Gap is there. Okay. That means you are separated from the, dismissed from the job, your jobs. Now you can, as a new, I can join as a new entity, new pay package, new system circle. So it is a some sort of policy of the company, because if you continue the particular that as per the labor law, if you continue for more than 90 days, you have to have a give some more packages, more, you will be eligible for a lot of things. To avoid these things, so sometimes in the 90 days, then that supervisor or project, well, okay, from tomorrow you need not to come. You take a rest after 1 week. Then after 1 week again you come. Now after 1 week he will again join. You don't know what the policy is going on. Then after that again he has to go to the personal department. You have to sign something. You have to write something. So a lot of paperwork he has done. Then again he starts. This is okay. It is great because they need the money basically. That things are there because companies are also reluctant to absorb the employees because they have a lot of constraints are there, budgetary problems, these things. Casual, you see, in the government also, a lot of people are in the casual conditions. They are not getting the promotions. They are in the same position. But money, salary is given, but they are not promoted like this. So it is different. Lot of policies are there. And law is also not permitting, they not to give a force to the company, you take this. Because again the budgetary problems, because it is a very profitable company, and again the vacancy based, because any recruitment you have to vacancy you have to create, and if it is already vacancies there, then you have to take it, because those who are already worked 5 years in this way, 90 days, then after the gap again 90 days in the gap, this is the way it's passed on. Then he has some seniority, some priorities there. Union is also given some pressures. No, the time has come, vacancy is there, so you have to recruit these persons. This is the list of these things. They are last 5 to 10 years working here. So some of the persons will be promoted this way. There is no question of dismiss or dismissal or anything. It is a policy actually. It is a policy agreed by the union, agreed by the management. This is the way it is prepared. So anyhow, it's a labor law issues. So moreover, in the I think MMPC 004, I think MMPC 004, that is a completely industrial law. That is one of the courses there. If you are interested, when you are the third semester, you can take these courses. Then to complete labor law, you have to more understand the fields.
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
Dikshit, I think you want to say something?
Yes, sir. I have a question. Sir, what is the difference between retrenchment and layoff?
Retrenchment by the company are some things are based on the by the that post is not there. I mean that type of nature of work is already not there, and there is a conditionals. Suppose you can again the retrenchment time of things. Lot of grievances if any against some of the things that it is the unlawful things. Then only you have to retrenchment things. A layoff basically when the company is declining, no profit, they have to give some declaration to the labor law or something. So my company is profited. I cannot able to give the salary of this proportion, and they have duly joined, and their qualification is less, even though. So there are a lot of things are there. Layoff are right for the company itself, but retrenchment you have to give some justifications. Have to can be a arbitration cases. The employee can also give a court cases. So very carefully you have to retrenchment. You have to justify this. If behavior is not good or something, it is some sort of termination from the work actually. So termination from the work definitely have to.
Sir, I perceive is that entrenchment is any sort of a disciplinary action against an employee.
Yeah, it's exactly.
And more of like that. And sir,
exactly.
And if we talk about that 2009, great recession period, that time, there was a lot of mass exodus. There was,
exactly.
People kicked out from their job. So, sir, we will call it as a layoff. So.
Because that time the situation was like this. Company cannot survive the things. Some of the company, and now here actually a good questions. Actually, in the specialization paper is there. How to overcome these situations? That case, because he's one of the employee, he has served your company. He has given so much effort, so much hard work he has given. So you cannot deprive in state way. Otherwise, you can say, okay, for the sake of 1 year, 2 years, you please take rest in your home, or you can search from the other companies. When my company will be profitable or will be a situation, definitely I'll call back to you. It is open. It is your company. You can definitely. A lot of company are also calling that persons also, those who are already layoff for retrench purposes. Again, they are writing a letter to them. Please come and join like this way. Now our company is already. WhatsApp group is important updates. Anyway, maybe somebody is chatting something. So this is time to time is a dynamic thing, because these things are by the mutual understanding by the management and the employees like this. But always focus should be any management, any company. That's the focus should be your management. I know one of the my close friend's daughter. He was Accenture earlier. By virtue of any reason, 7 years he has not taken the job because of the family problems, child issues or something, marriage. So he has not continued the jobs. He has just leave the job by this because of these conditions. He has requested, please. So now after 7 years, the company has called her. Now you are able to join in our company or not? So that type of relationship you have to build up. So basically, those are good relations with the company. Definitely they will be in a very plus point. Layoff are the situations are like this. They are survival conditions. And some of the company give a half pay also, as you know, only the 50% payment, 15 days payment they have given. And okay, you do it, work from home, and nowadays it is a common feature. So there is something, it is by the mutual understanding, the company and to see how much you are uh, relation with the company. That's the main thing. Anyhow, I agree. There are some, again, it is debatable because lot of things are still very confusing. It is not opened out what the company is doing, what the way they are doing. There maybe some loopholes are there. Maybe the law, they are not considering all the law points, because our the law systems are to be revived. A lot of things are there. It is not clear cut. Lot of clarification is required. It's not clear cut things are there. If but something clause, so many clauses, it is very confusing, the things, law subjects like this. Somehow the lawyer, they can see better. Somehow they have to save the things if things are there. It is very critical to understand the things, all these things. Maybe even though a lot of things are written, but particular which sections are really applicable. No, these sections are not applicable. This is so very debatable things. Anyhow, in the first semester, don't worry about it. In the exam only, you can write whatever you think. Not in details is not required as such actually. But okay, the sake of discussions, maybe you are asking all these things. So any other any questions related to anything? I think regarding your today's these sessions, any questions which are not very. Satish Kumar, I think you have raised a hand. I think Satish Kumar, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Actually, I have a doubt about promotion or demotion or also managed by the HRM. So
Yeah,
I especially doubt about. I have especially doubt about what is the condition of demotion. I think on promotion, any employees perform very well, then he is eligible for the promotion. But in which condition demotion decision can take HRM?
correct. Now, it is good questions. I know one of my friend. I just give you some on case studies. One of my friend, he has at the time of recruitment, job event, what is it? Finally, he has went to the Dubai as a government jobs, and different what are the posts decided, money, everything is. So after 1 year, they have demoted the next post. For example, he has joined as a manager, and now he is demoted to the deputy manager. And salary also cut down some of the salaries. Maybe, for example, there earlier it was $6,000. Now they are in $4,000. Now it is up to you. You can continue your job, or otherwise you have to go. So question is, they have justified that later. Actually, my friend has also sent me the letter. They are saying what the way we have recruited you, some expectation was there, because as a manager, what you are performing. So last 1 year, by the virtue of the personal appraisal system, and by the survey, and by the job analysis process, and by the your report of your immediate bosses, then we have found out you are not capable of that positions. What our expectations are. So as per the norms are there in the HR, in the management, if you found this is that's the probation period is there 6 months, some 1 year, means they have to judge. Management will judge the probation period. You are really fit for this position or not. If it is not there, you may be come down, or you may be retained. So this depends on your performance. If you are performing at most of the cases, you see very rare cases. Demotions, very any organization, very rare cases. But if it is wastes, some losses, and again, some of the things are there. Even in the government sector also, in the private is also. Suppose you are targeted as a marketing manager, your target is there particular, you have to give a revenue this much, maybe some 10 lakhs or 50 lakhs, you have a target. You are not meeting this target. Maybe the 50% you have achieved or 50% you have not achieved. So target oriented and you are not these things. So that case, the company may demote you because you are not performing. So you have to project yourselves in the next year, forthcoming year, or 2 years. Again, you will be promoted. But this time, your performance is not good. You are not at par. This is one thing. Another thing, any disciplinary actions. Suppose you have argued some of the things, you have some very bad behave with your immediate bosses, you report something. Grievances are very strong against you. Even lot of weaknesses also there. That cut also, your job can cut or demote the things. There's a lot of reasons behind should be there. It should be clarified because as the HRM manager, you have to clarify. If you not giving the promotions, that also you have to write, justify it. If you giving the promotion, again you have to justify it, why you are giving the promotions. So outstanding, very good, good, when you are giving that personal appraisal, when you are evaluating the things, again the column is there. Why you are giving the outstanding? What we have seen is you have to write these things. During in our government sectors and during the personal appraisal systems, against the subordinate, when I am writing some things, I have to mention these things. Why is really required for this outstanding? You have to justify it. So it is not so easy to terminate to anybody or demote anybody. It is very strict. These rules are there. So anyhow, I think I don't know, I could have answered or not. Satisfactory answer is not, I think. Satish Kumar, you are happy with this?
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah, sir. Right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So I think now another 5-10 minutes are there. 8:15 is time closing. Then after that I close it. So by the time you see if any questions are there, I'm keeping this time for so that what the understanding you have this type of. You are always welcome. Any questions there? If I not able to deliver right now, I can note down your questions and some things. So then, okay, informed admin. Can you switch on your mic, Vijay? I think I'm not could understand what you want to say.
No, Dharmendra was asking about WhatsApp.
Okay.
Group.
Okay, no problem. So I think it is the group is in WhatsApp group. I think now it is functioning well. But only request is in the night time you try to avoid. I mean, if anybody requires after admin can have some rule can fix after 10 or 10:30 or something, a maximum 11. After that, it should not be post anything. Because if it is really required, because otherwise it will be sounding, because so some rules should be there to maintain these things.
Hello.
And another thing, I think Dharmendra Iyer, tell me, you want to say something, Dharmendra?
Hi, I just wanted to know how can I connect to the admin?
And you are in the WhatsApp group or not?
No, not yet.
Okay, then I think in the chat box, Vijayalakshmi can give you the link. Then straight away you can go to the link.
Please.
I think somebody will give in the chat box. You can give the links so that you can join, and you can also.
Also, sir, I have joined this call a bit late. So could you please let me know which all topics have we covered till now in HR?
So far, actually, I have completed particularly this course. First 2 blocks I have completed. Tomorrow, block number 3 and block number 4 I will be covered up. It is the target is there. First sessions, I have to cover up the block number 3.
Okay.
And second half, and in the 6 to 8 sessions, I have to last block.
block number 4.
Then in between we can discuss the points. Any clarifications required, we can discuss questions and no problem. So
Sure,
tomorrow,
sure.
so tomorrow is the for your third block and fourth block. You have to keep it.
Done. Thank you.
And tomorrow my session will be complete as per the rule.
Yeah.
So today is the
So,
third
sir,
day.
after tomorrow, if you have any doubts, so how can we connect to you?
In the WhatsApp only. Now the
Acha,
link.
so you are already there in the WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah, I'm good. So
Done,
you can,
done.
if any questions, any ask, my phone number also assists, no problem. You can privately, you can give a message to me or through the WhatsApp also, no problem. If it is the questions are related to group interest, you can put in the group, or if you say separately particular your personal things, meaning again it is study related, and you can give a message to me also. I can give you. I'll try to give you the guidance what to do and how to do this.
Done.
So,
Thank you, sir.
so I request to everybody. So please, in the WhatsApp group, don't write any silly things, many small things. If it is so, privately you can message to admin or something where you are feel he can answer it. So privately you can write it, because otherwise everybody will be disturbed because very small things. So if it is really required, and you have to, when you are writing something, you have to keep in mind these questions are relevant to all for the group interest. So if you, because you are a management students, you have to allow, you have to when you are writing something, just think about it. What I am writing, and what will be the effect to the all. So if you feel in that way, then definitely it will be everybody will be happy. And try to restrict. Admin can write something, allow the time from this time in the night time, especially. Okay, then you can stop this message. Otherwise, admin can close the things. He has a right to. He can close the session. I mean the WhatsApp group, and then the morning again he can reopen the things. Most of the other groups are doing it this way. Some discipline have to maintain it. Queries will be there, no problem. For that, privately you can message it, no problem. It is agreed, na? Am I saying it is correctly? Everybody are agreed? Because we are a team.
Yes, sir, we completely agree.
Okay. Because if I wrong, please rectify me and satisfy me also. So no, sir, you are wrong. You are not seeing all these things. I am also enjoying what are they writing, definitely writing, but if it is, it should be a very focused. It should be focused to be there, because regarding your questions, suppose you are downloading some of the questions the previous years that others don't know. You can, if any notifications you are received by somehow by the mail or from the universities, definitely have to upload the things. Yes, this is the things I received. That is very useful for everybody. So I expect this type of things are, or suppose you have qualified some of the points, suppose for example separations, or maybe some of the VRS systems, you are collected some of the correct answer or something. You can upload this. This should be the answer, like this way. What are the, which we have discussed something. Some of the point you have to know more, 1 or 2 sentences you can write, so that it will be most students can be understand things. Because collaboratively you have to study now, because some things maybe Vijay Lakshmi is strong some of the area, maybe Arya Dharmendra is some of the areas which is strong. So you contribute. That is a platform for you people only. That platform is for you have to contribute the things. Even in the class interaction session also, you are open. You can ask any things, and in the WhatsApp group also no problem. But this is the high time to ask anything, to learn, because everybody are learning. I am also learning every day, every moment I am learning from you people side, and maybe from the study, from the other things. So there's a process. So I think So tomorrow, I think better you can go through a little bit of the materials if possible. Otherwise, okay, what the way I'm try to say, just only listening and all these things. And both the PDFs I will upload in the WhatsApp group, no problem. Then tomorrow will be discussed the performance and the compensation management. That's very important. They are the performance appraisal systems. I will give you some of the glimpse and career development, then training and development, and the compensation and the reward management. So all are very important aspects. So I this is this way, maybe 30, 40 PPTs. This is already prepared. I have to give some fine tune after closing the session. Then I fine tune the things, and tomorrow we'll be present, and we have to learn jointly. We have to learn all these things. Block 4 around your employee relations. It's so important. Where the how to engage the employee. You have to engage the employee. How what the grievance handling. What the we have to handle the grievances. And if any dispute or disciplinary action, the management procedures. Maybe tomorrow we will discuss some of the more, that's the area, retrenchment, the law, separations, everything, maybe more posts we can discuss. Then union and the associations. What the role of the unions, what the leaders can do, different things, and what the way the associations are involved in the, for the fulfill the objectives of the organizations. So all this part tomorrow, all the block, both the blocks are important. So I hope everybody will come in, join, and as type. Only request joining very important, so that at within a 5-10 minutes we can join everybody. Then after that you can take a relax, no problem. You can go out or in, no problem. But joining time, because then freely I can in the sharing mode I can freely display my PPTs. Otherwise, sometimes I go for admin, admit the students, and again see the PPTs. The flow of things will be things are not there. I agree. Maybe different people are different situations, so it may not be in a exactly the 4 p.m. You cannot join it, but at least try to join within a 4:10 or 4:15 maximum, so that we can have a flow of our study can be no barrier, no interrupted things also there. It is just my humble request to come in time as far as possible.
Sure, so we'll definitely try.
So anyway, where the Vishwajit? Vishwajit is there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, is there. So now you can conclude the session, today's sessions. What are your viewpoint and all these things? And but just shortly 1 or 2 minutes, then I can close the sessions.
Yeah, sir. The session has been like how I said yesterday, informative. I was able to connect. So I went through the modules before joining this session, and now my understanding of the HRM in is more simple. While it was in bits and pieces. And thank you for curating this in such a manner. So I'm looking forward for the upcoming sessions. I do have some question, but I'm parking it for tomorrow. Um like this is something related because I mentioned I had two questions, and as there was time constraint, so uh, I'll be uh, I'll be waiting till tomorrow. So it's relating to on how we are uh, like quantifying the human resource. Like I based on the material which I have read, what I have seen is, and on my experience is that today we are not able to value uh, the human resource. So we are taking considering as one of the expense, and how are we in the longer term, how are we quantifying the benefits. So this is something I believe that has a correlation to the organizational success, because human is one of the critical factors of the organization success. So this question has been always been there. Maybe like in the coming sessions, I will have more clarity. But overall, it was great, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you have nicely said all these things. As usual, you are a good speaker and you are explaining all these things. And so, okay, so I think now I can close the sessions almost which is over the time. So first of all, I have to close my your I think this recording I can stop so that recording. Okay, because others the record will be big size. So now stop.